Hello. I'm
Hello.
doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm I'm doing really good. We're having a wonderful Sunday, and this is just gonna make it even better. I love your new apartment. You have to say congrats. It's been a long time coming. All of your winnings, especially tournament winnings, have finally come. Uh, so where am I gonna move in?
Wait, my mic is muted on stream. That's
No
a good
way.
start. That is a good start. I muted myself for the intro and then I leave it.
Nice,
Thank you, Liker.
nice.
I was just introducing the first episode of Voices of the Arena hosted by KeenCon. Hosted by me, rather, with Series and Keltz. And here they are. And yeah, my new apartment, I bought it with my... Since I'm now hired by KeenCon, I bought it with their money. It's really
Also
cool.
good
I have a
break.
plant next to me on one side. Oh, the other side. It's here.
Nice.
And we are here to talk basically about the recap of last week. I'll put brackets up so you guys can see the brackets. Also, their cams, guys, they are just incredibly still. They have mastered the art of standing so still that they will become
You're
invisible.
very calm. That's why we were so good at aiming.
Yes.
That's why I'm so good at hiding on a map.
Let's just go through the brackets where... Oh wow, the transitions are working. So far, it's only been mic muted and nothing else. So last week, you guys won yet another tournament. You've been winning all of them. There have been like 6 or 7 tournaments of 2v2 this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's, 3 Astodes, 3 KeenCons, and Nations Cup. And you guys won... I think there's might be another Astode at the end, at start of the year. But I don't think you guys participated on it. I think it's like right at the start.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I played it with Sparty. And it was before Sparty had practiced.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
we didn't
Spartan
win
never
well.
practices. He's always working.
But, we did okay, but it could have been better.
I thought that was the Nations Cup.
There was a cup like 1 weekend before. And I was supposed to play with Sirius, but Sirius said that he was going to
I
play
do
it
remember.
with, like together with like Faye to practice for the Nations Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen, and then he left me with Sparty.
Very sad story.
We played scrims instead. She was being nervous.
All right.
But yeah, so you guys have won most of them. You're clearly the team in better shape. And last week you won yet another one. However, some big teams were missing this time around. There was no RMV and Dramis, and there was no Rafa and Maxter. However, there was Maestro around. How did it feel to play Maestro as opposed to RMV, Dramis, or Rafa Maxter?
I would say that like I was not expecting us to win because we didn't really practice beforehand. We had like I think 1 session, and playing against Racy and Wenger for me it's always like super tough because they are like super good duo players. So and they also can hit like arguably as good as Sirius sometimes with rail, and also I think the thing that makes it like super hard is also the way that they play, because they will like rarely randomly die or just like randomly feed. So they like what they tend to do is kind of just control rail like super well, and then they also just hit like rail after rail after rail. So on some maps it can be like super hard to even like do anything.
It's also really just tough to deal with their champion pool.
Yeah, because
You
they can
can't
play
really plan
essentially
for it.
every single champ.
Yeah, both of them can play every single champion at the highest level pretty much. And that includes Clutch.
Yeah.
Which and
Okay,
Anarchy.
both of them play.
So it's like deciding what to ban depends a lot on the maps.
And they can also
as you could see,
play every map.
Yeah, as you could see last tournament, they are playing way too fast for me. and they know how to abuse that.
Yeah, what Keltz
I
was
think-
describing, them like hitting every shot, is something that I kind of expected from you guys. Especially that showed a lot on like the last DM6.
Yeah.
Well, like until that point in time, Sirius had the impressives record with 20, I think. And Razy hit like 22 impressives. Wenger hit 18. You guys were like on 12 impressives together.
Yeah.
And you still won. That for me made absolutely no sense because one guy hitting 20 impressives should be enough to win the game. But they were both virtually on 20 impressives. And somehow you guys still won that. How the hell did you win that DM6?
I think the only reason that we won was because I took most of the items. I had like, I think 24 major items. Series didn't have many as usual. And then like Wenger Racy, they had like maybe like 6 or 7 each, something similar to that. And just because I had like so many items, it meant that I could just sort of like tank rails and still get like frags. And it made them like not be able to kind of snowball as hard as they should have. I also like don't think that we should have picked DM6 just because of like how good they are at hitting like back-to-back rails, which is the easiest way to snowball. And I think if they would have like timed a bit better and then focus more around playing items as well, they would have won like quite hard. But because I just like managed to sort of like steal a lot of a lot of major items and then also sort of like set up better for most
The last
Were-
2 power-ups.
Were you guys
like
like
the last
approaching the
power-ups, I think.
comms on that map differently than the other maps? Since you guys are usually like on top of the aim part, right? But there, like you said, you were like getting more items than them basically.
Yeah, like I think they just ended up winning a lot of like fights, or like fights at like usually serious wins, but like just because they are like like such good duel players and just players in general, they will actually win like some duels that usually serious wins, and because of that it becomes a lot harder for us to sort of like set up well and then snowball, because we cannot get rails each and then also like time the items and then also snowball by killing them like multiple times, because they will also like do like so much damage, so it becomes a lot more chaos than basically versus like most teams, because like we just can't set up as fast. I think that's probably the biggest reason.
All right. Would you say they are the hardest team you have played
Yeah,
versus so far?
for sure. It's just
I would
like
say
they will not feed, like they will never die for no reason, and like a lot of times they will simply just back off to sort of like keep their weapons,
Yeah.
which is something that most teams don't do. Like they like a lot of other teams, they will just like die for no reason a lot, and then they will lose the weapons, and then
Yeah.
they will like just fall apart. And Maestro will never really do that because they value their lives, especially like on a map with so many like rail angles, and like there's so many lights as well. There's like a lot of like health, so like you don't necessarily need to challenge every single item as long as you can sort of like hold rail, I think.
I see. Which other team after them? Like if you had to put the top 4 of teams without you, say you couldn't play anymore 2v2, what would
Okay.
be the top 4?
Maestro number 1,
Yeah.
Ramos number 2,
Yeah.
and Big number 3.
I think I would say Maestro and then Railed, and then after that it becomes very dependent on basically what day it is, because
Is the NSE up at this point?
I mean, like, judging from the results, I don't think it can be them, because they're not consistent enough. Like, I would say
the latest
Big
results.
End, but also Big End tends to like lose
I feel like you're forgetting
when
one of the
they
big teams.
should be winning.
Sorry?
Rafa Maxer, for instance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we
I'm
haven't
not
really
forgetting them.
gotten there yet. Like, we've only mentioned like two teams or three teams.
I'm not forgetting them, honestly. I will just put them slightly below.
I
Like on
see.
5th or 6th spot.
This is the kind of okay. So you wouldn't put them on top 4 currently.
I would put them on top 4, like around there. I think just at this point, it's sort of like it depends on the day. Because
Yeah,
this,
actually, for
like,
some reason I still counted us.
yeah,
Because there's no other teams that are gonna beat them, unless maybe Yup and NSG develop a bit more.
Yep,
I
and
can see
NSG
them
are such
beating.
a weird team for me because
I can see them beating Rafa Mixer.
like those two can either beat the best team or lose versus the worst team. They are super inconsistent like that.
I don't think it depends a lot on them. I think it depends on the team that they face usually. Like, just because they hit so hard, like sometimes a lot of teams will sort of like fall apart, or just sort of like rush to kind of match their pace. And as soon as you start you sort of like rushing, then the game becomes a lot tighter, because you're not really playing to sort of control the game, but you're just kind of like rushing to keep trading frags, sort of, and then it's kind of just depends on like who gets the like
It becomes very fight
that
based.
too, that like power ups only, and then and like when you're facing players that can like hit that hard, like it becomes sort of random who's gonna like win the game, because you're just sort of like throwing yourselves at them.
So far, there's only been one team that can like play as fast as people like NSG Up want to play, but actually still do well tactically, and it's Rafa Maxer, because that's the pace that Rafa wants to play at.
Yeah.
But the other teams, when they start going that fast, I feel like a lot of their tactical decisions go down quite dramatically. Like one guy doesn't care if he has a rail and 100 stack, he'll still go close ranges to grind fight.
I would say Maestro is also one of the teams that can't keep up with that pace.
Yeah,
but I would say that Maestro is the one team that can kind of do it all.
Yeah, like
I would definitely say they're much better when they play fast.
Yeah. That reminds me when we played them like a year ago, and we were destroying them when we played slow, but then they played fast and destroyed us.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I think that's also like one thing that kind of made them win a lot a few years ago, which was like they were sort of playing like their way so well, and then like no other team was sort of ready to sort of deal with that. Like this sort of like mix between like fast and slow, and then also sort of like valuing your life and not just rushing items, and then suddenly you are solo against like 2 people, and then you die, and then you lose your rail, you lose your shaft and rocket, and then they rail you twice off spawn, and then they get a power up.
When they have control, they don't really care about rushing you anymore.
Yeah,
they can just switch their pace like that. Another good thing I like about them is that each of them can do both roles, so
yeah,
it really works out for them. Before we go, like you were talking about a few years ago, I want to ask you some questions about that. Before that, I want to talk about, like, you guys saw the tournament as well. Like, there were a lot of weird upsets in this game, like Hater x Aether, which is Ved and Yenom. They managed to beat a lot of teams in this tournament.
Oh yeah, that's actually funny. Like, I'm pretty sure they should have beaten Maestro in the semifinal. Actually, I don't remember if you watched that game or not.
I don't know. I think I started guessing in the bracket finals.
So the
clutch
match was
mistake.
like it was like 49 to 48 CK.
Oh, I saw
and,
that. Yeah, they were winning.
Yeah,
Even
got the
before that, they
power
were
up.
winning like 49 to 46, but they threw and they finished with 48 frags
Yanam
only.
got the last protection, and he went
Yeah.
to camp for 20 seconds.
Yeah, so what happened was Yenom took the heavy, and then he got the power up, and then he went back to heavy. And then he
Oh.
waited like 25 seconds. And like he had enough stack to push, and also he did have weapons as well. He had like shaft, rocket, shotgun, whatever, and like he had enough stack to just push it and then get a single frag. But then they waited like the whole cycle for the heavy, and then they pushed afterwards, and then someone suicided, and then they died twice because Maestro had like more weapons. They had like the entire mega side, and Genom and Ved were just kind of like waiting at heavy, and then they waited out the entire like power up, and then
Yeah, we saw that live. There was quite a
it
shocking
fell
moment,
apart
I
for
would
them.
say.
Yeah.
At that
But,
point, do you call that a choke or a brain fart, or what do you call it?
it's
That's
just a
complete
lack
choke,
of
in my
like
opinion.
experience. I think they got like nervous.
They do have the experience. That's just the choke because they haven't done it in a while.
Yeah. So I mean, like they're lacking like recent experience.
Yeah, because they were active in like years ago, but now I think this is the first tournament they played together again.
So I'm not gonna count it.
Yeah.
I think I'm not too surprised with their performance because we know how good they are. We know how good the Ved was,
I
especially,
think it was just like purely nerves.
and we also know how good Yanam did with the effortless in 2018. So
What do you guys think
we're
of
always good at team modes.
what do you guys think of NBig? Because so far they are still like top 3 or something in the rankings. I have to see, but they have been quite inconsistent.
I think, yeah, well, at least when I watch them, they do a lot of like weird picks with champions.
Yeah,
They're actually still second because they're the only team that, the only one of the really good teams that has played all the tournaments.
Yeah.
Because Rail missed one, Rafa missed one.
They are very impressive, and their placements are very impressive considering they play Aizen and DK, which automatically puts you in such a huge nerf.
They keep picking champions that don't really favor them a lot. It's like, the champions can work, but like they can play the best champs, like for the maps, but then they pick something else. I also think they should have had a few better tournaments. It just sometimes they seem to lose themselves and sort of end up like rushing to sort of meet some other team's pace, which then like ends up being a race for just who can win the power up fight.
Mm-hmm. They actually played versus NSG up like 3 times and they lost 2 of them. That for me was a big upset. 2 of the times it happened.
Yeah, I think it's just they lose their calm, or like they sort of just they're playing like in a pace that they shouldn't play, like because they can do similar to what
at a pace that Keltz cannot play effectively.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Keltz can play it in duel, but it's just like I think there's like too much info sometimes.
The really fast pace that Avex sort of tries to push, and then he ends up dying alone. Meanwhile, Kilson is at rail, and then when Kilson tries to follow up, he just pushes at random times, and also it makes him lose map control quite often.
Yeah,
and there we saw it in like the lower bracket series versus Yup and NFT. I don't know what their team is called.
Big Flopper.
Oh yeah, Big Flopper. When they actually won 2-0, they played way better, and they played Awoken. They played at their own pace, like really slow. They let Yup and NST basically come to them for every fight. They knew the timings. Kelvin kept rail control pretty much the entire map. Like that's what the kind of playstyle that they need to push.
Yeah,
I agree, especially with Gilson on the team because he's very good at waiting for opponents and doing damage on the routes, but he's not so good when he has to be aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, he can do what Sirius does. Like, I think there's no doubt about that. I think it's just they haven't really like found a way to comfortably like reach that state within the game. And then a lot of teams, they just kind of, I think they sort of like make them make mistakes, and then it doesn't help that they like, you know, they keep picking champs that sort of make them weaker, I think, or like.
I want to get Avek on the podcast now and ask him why he picks DK so often.
To
Yeah.
be fair, with how well Avek plays, I don't think his champion pick usually matters much.
It does
Even
matter.
though I would rather see him play Strong most of the time.
If you so often, I mean, we always ban Strog against them because we know Avek is
Yeah.
like very on Strog.
Yeah.
That is literally our condition to banning Strog.
One thing,
Okay.
though, do you guys think
But
if
we
like
saw versus other teams, like
yeah,
they have Strog open,
and they don't go
obviously,
for it?
Just like
DK, and he doesn't
they
go
keep
for it.
picking a lot of mediums that don't really make sense, and then like, you know, maps when they can play Slash, they seem to like not play Slash, but like both Avik and Kilson are really good at playing Slash.
Yeah.
I really like
Also-
seeing Gilson on Slash.
Yeah, like he's really good at Slash, or like he's really good on all lights, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, you know, whenever he plays duel, he will like always pick them. But then in 2v2, I see him like play Visor a lot, like play a lot of like mediums on big maps when they should be playing better champs. It's like I don't think it's bad to play mediums, but like it's always good to have at least like one fast champ within the team.
The thing is, Aizen is not a medium. He's garbage.
You just hate Aizen. Aizen is the best champion, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys think if like there would be a QuakeCon announced next year or something for like $100,000 or $200,000 prize pool for 2v2, that the teams that we have right now would be the same, or everyone would shuffle?
A lot of people would shuffle. I know Reggie Wenger would be the same.
Yeah.
That's probably it, right? Maybe you guys would be the same because you guys are already, you know, the best team, so it's fine to stay the same. But the other teams, I don't see many of them staying the same.
RMV, I can see RMV Drum is staying the same.
Yeah, I think like RMV Dramas would probably stay.
There's no reason for them to split up, considering how well they've been doing.
Well, if they knew that the tournament would be on LAN, would they split up?
Doesn't matter.
That's gonna happen. I don't know.
I would say Rafa and Maxter would split up, in my opinion.
Would they?
Yeah. I think Maxter can play a lot better, much of a better role than he does in that team. Like, he can be way more valuable than he ends up being playing in that setup with Rafa.
I guess like whoever ends up playing with Rafa kind of has to, you know, follow his every move. Because Rafa...
I think Rafa needs to try and adapt to Maxter a little bit more instead of the other way around. And I think they might see better results because I feel like they've plateaued a bit.
Yeah, I mean, now that Rafa is back in Europe, I guess we'll see them practice a bit more. But we'll see if they keep progressing or not. But now that Maestro is back practicing, I do not see any other teams getting to the final.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I mean, they were a bit shaky last weekend, but I think from now on, like, they will not be
we were really shaky though.
Like on that level again. It's like you know, I'm pretty sure this one will probably be their weakest tournament from now on, because like I think from now on they're only gonna like be better.
Yeah, especially if not for nothing else, they're mad that they lost and now they'll actually practice.
I don't think so. I mean, well, I think that they're mad, but I don't think they're gonna practice.
We'll have to see about that, I guess.
Yeah, because they don't really need to practice because they know how they want to play. It's just they seem to be making mistakes
we need to practice either, but we need to play the game.
Yeah, and not Quake 3 or CS.
And so did they.
Yeah,
and I think the main issue was
On
I
Interface,
played so bad last week because
Yeah.
I haven't played the game at all, and I just got
Yeah.
too relaxed. I got caught up in all the winnings we had, and I thought it would be a breeze, just like any other tournament.
Looking at like the current top 18
Mhm.
points, it's like you guys and Big Rail, Chicago Dogs, MCS Aim Scams, Master Rape, Airy Jaws, Booga, and Big Floppa tied up with Booga and also Pepka and Pasito. Do you guys see? I guess like Hater, Vietmedic, and Yam can also get to top 8.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's like 4 teams
I'm also
basically
very
for the 8th
surprised.
spot, right?
I'm very surprised Scary Jaws did so bad last week.
Yeah, I don't remember they lost to. I think they lost to.
I think they lost to Booga.
Booga,
Yeah,
I
they
think,
lost to
probably.
Booga early on.
Yeah.
Oh, they lost to Vietmedic and Yonam right from the start, and then they
Yeah.
lost to Booga.
Yeah, that was quite a shock because I think out of all the teams, they practiced by far the most. So I'm not sure what's going on in that team.
I think
It's a weird team as well to think of.
Maybe on paper, but
It ends up working out really well somehow.
you know, base can play really well.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure that the base can do sort of similar to the style that we have, because the way base plays duel is similar to the way Sirius can play duel. Like you sort of you get rail and then you wait around a lot and then you rail and then
That's it.
base. But then the thing that makes base better is that base can actually rotate items as well. So it's like he might miss a few rails that Sirius would hit, but he can also rotate the map. So like there's like no reason like why they should be losing, but I think it's just I don't know, like maybe they were not ready for the ping.
I really like seeing Baze as an IGL as well. Now that he's learning a little bit more English, he seems to be doing most of the calls actually. Zeneku just basically follows.
Yeah.
But Baze seems to be making most of the calls, and it fits his style because he's just camping with rail, usually with visor, checking out what people are doing and making plans on it. So in Russian, he must be an even better IGL.
Yeah.
Do you guys think if any of these teams like don't qualify? Because right now we have like 4 guys pretty much trying to fight for the 8th spot, right? It's Booga, Big Floppa, Pepko Pasite, and Vedmedic Yanam. One of them will get the 8th spot. Will the others go to the LAN if they don't get the 8th spot?
I would like to think yes.
Will they shuffle to go to the LAN though?
I don't think any team is gonna shuffle now. I think it is a bit late to shuffle. I don't know.
I don't think Buxton and York are gonna shuffle.
No, well, not necessarily. I mean, you can qualify on the last one, or you qualify from the LAN, right? Or how does it work?
I don't think they have completely established exactly how it is. I think they'll say it in a couple of months how it's gonna work. But teams that don't qualify will still have a chance to go to the LAN. The thing is, almost everyone is already playing. Do you guys see a team of 2 players that might not qualify that can do really well at the LAN?
Saigib, I'm pretty sure they lost really early, like last weekend. Saigib.
And Effortless, yeah.
Yeah, they lost to Kill Zero, I think it was.
They lost to Railed, and then they lost to Ave Kilson. They got top 8.
I'm pretty sure. Are you sure?
I'm seeing the brackets now.
Well, we knocked
Oh wait,
them down.
No, I'm watching Gabriel. I mean May. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought.
They lost to you guys, and then they lost to. They lost to Kisiro. That was a big upset for me.
I'm not sure if they played. That's kind of what I was thinking. Like I wasn't sure if they actually played the lower bracket. But
I think they did because one of them was streaming. I think one of them was streaming.
I'm not surprised. Kisiro is like the ultimate surprise reality check team. It's like you underestimate, you think there's some randoms, and it turns out they can rail.
They're kind of like budget Estodi for me.
Okay. Yeah.
They just rush everything.
No, they're like budget railed, honestly.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it makes more sense. Makes more sense.
And they hit just as much as railed. They're just way less experienced. Like they hit so many rails, it's crazy. Because I remember playing them in Nations Cup. With Pele, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a breeze. That was the 5th game of the first day, and then they won map 1. They wrecked us.
Yeah.
like
Okay.
70% real.
It's definitely the easiest way to snowball. And then I guess if you have a team that doesn't really focus that much on cycling every single item, and then also controlling, then you can be snowballed. Or you have a bad start and then you lose the first quad, and then suddenly you're down 15 trucks.
I think Zanaku based are probably the most likely team to shuffle out of the top 8.
And who would you see them with? Either of them?
Base?
Maybe Toxic
I
decides to play the
did
LAN.
see Base practice with someone
I'm not
else.
gonna count Talk.
I don't know
He
if
said
I should say it though.
Not play.
I mean, I've seen
But-
Base play with Cool. I've seen Blaze play with Pepco and Pasite and with Antochka as well. He can do
I
well
would-
with almost all the rest.
See base with Antochka.
It was a few days ago, Base was playing with Tox.
I also saw that. That was a little weird.
It's not,
I don't think it's too weird. I mean,
It's
good team.
weird to think of them talking to each other to play together. Not weird that they would play together.
Tox asks everyone to a
That's
question
true.
mark on Discord. That's it.
Yeah.
And he said specifically that he will not play in the tournament, so we have to count him.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you could convince him to play the last one, right?
Yes, but he said he will specifically not
Yeah,
land.
I mean, I'm pretty sure
very
he
busy part
plays
of
for
the
fun,
season
so he
for
probably
him.
doesn't really care enough to sort of sweat or try hard.
He always says that, but then he starts practicing the day after the tournament is over.
Yeah, but that's because he sees people having
Okay,
fun, and he
honestly-
also wants to have fun.
But then he plays and it's not fun.
If there was
Yeah,
any
but-
way of Hron playing, which is
Yeah.
unfortunately impossible.
I mean,
at this point.
Yeah. Then
would love
Tox
to see
could
Hron
go
talk.
to the LAN with him.
I would love to see Hron Talks, and I think it would be top 3.
They would
easy.
do really well, yeah.
It
'Cause
would be top 3 immediately.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. 'Cause they played the first one, right?
yeah,
Then I don't even
They-
remember how.
they
I think they
played
got
high.
fourth.
yeah, they got top
Yeah,
four.
they
lost
went
to
2-1
Rafa
versus you. And then they lost
no.
to Rafa Maxter 2-1 as well.
Yeah, but they were.
Yeah,
I think
Yeah,
they could do a lot
because-
better than that.
I'm pretty sure that we almost lost to them, right? I think
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
a
2-1
game or
for
something.
you.
Yeah, but it was really close games.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, it makes sense because Tox can do what Sirius does. I did practice with Tox a little bit for the Nations Cup,
Mhm.
but then we didn't play. And I can say that Tox has really good comms, at least in Swedish.
In Swedish, he seems to be a lot more talkative than in English.
And also, I think Hron is just way too really scary in 2v2.
Hran, it's a damn. I mean,
It's like it's a different story. You wouldn't really think of him as this like big hitter.
yeah,
guy.
but now his aim is getting
Especially
better.
next
Like
to
he was
Tox.
already really
Yeah,
good as a team
he-
player,
Yeah,
but now his aim is getting really good as well.
his name is getting ridiculous. He
And
hits like the most trails
like,
of everyone.
he was already great at a support. He has incredible comms. He has really good timing, and now he's developing incredible aim as well. So he becomes scary.
Might be the end game player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Klaus and Sanasep, do you think they will try 2v2 again?
I asked Klaus,
Not outside of ranked or just playing for fun.
and he said maybe.
Yeah, but that's
The
just
maybe
another way of
is-
saying
is-
no.
Giving me too much hope.
I don't think they're gonna play.
I don't care. I'll just say maybe is
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
it would be really nice to see, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
And with talking about Klaus and
I'll take
Sanasep,
that answer over no.
yeah, it at least gives me a lot of hope. And since we're talking about Klaus and
There's a tiny bit
Sanasep,
of hope.
do you
but
guys
yeah.
think that was the level higher in 2018 than it is right now? Because in 2018 there were 2v2, like a lot of 2v2 lands, a lot of 2v2 tournaments.
I don't.
Everyone
think
and
so.
their mother was
Uh,
playing 2v2.
I would say surprisingly it's a lot lower
Is it a lot lower then or now?
then.
I
Because
mean,
the whole state of the game is a lot lower.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Was
also just
better.
players now are a lot better than they were even
On average,
4
at
years ago or even 3 years ago.
I agree, but you're speaking individually. Individually, everyone is a lot better at fighting and aiming, but tactically, were the teams playing smarter then or now?
But
I
there
mean-
isn't too much depth in 2v2. That's the thing. There's
Yeah.
not much to evolve. when it comes to tactics,
That's also true because in Quake
I
Live
know
2v2
that
was a
Rocket
lot
and Gang
different,
were
but in
doing
Quake
with
Champions
the team,
it's
but it's
not
like
so deep.
almost every team does what
Yeah,
Rocket
it's
and
like
Gang did.
I think now
degree.
people are just a lot more comfortable within the game. It's like like to watch a duel now, people know every single spawn, every single like force rail angle where you can just get rails off spawn, and then people just play a lot better. And I do think it does translate to 2v2. And also people's champion pools are like a lot bigger now, right? As
Yeah,
well.
especially that.
Yeah, being 2v2, basically you play
2018
Visor
was
Galena.
basically just mediums.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Visor Galena Ranger.
Visor Galena especially. It was basically just Visor Galena. I remember it very clearly. Ranger was the third most played.
Yeah, my champion pool was Visor and Galena,
Oh,
and
and
that's
Doom
it.
as well, sort of. Until actually, no, Doom kind of sucked. I remember you guys playing Doom a lot, and then we were beating you, and then you switched to Visor, and then you wrecked us. You and Wenger in specific.
He liked Doom a lot. I don't remember
Yeah,
why, but he
and
did.
you were losing hard. And then you switched to Galena, you went Visor, and then you beat us. It's the famous screenshot. It's that picture kill.
so fixed.
I think the overall level is much higher. The mechanics of people have improved
I agree.
by a large margin.
I agree. I had
think
like a
we
little
have
break
the
from
same
Quake.
quality of players though. Like in 2018, we had better players, but the level of the game was worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I
we had
agree.
Bus Driver and Litz, for example,
Yeah,
and
man.
they were like
Someone
half
needs
of the
to
audience
annoy Bus
now.
Driver and Leeds to come play again.
Yeah, I think like Bus is Kron 2.0. Kron with better aim.
Yeah.
At least he used to have better aim. And
I don't think he was as good as support as Hron was, because Hron really had that whole part down. But
no, I don't know.
in the carry role, Bus was like, amazing.
He definitely was as good of a support. Like a Bus Driver is all around everything. He's really like the perfect team player. Like
He just takes people to school.
Him and Hron would be amazing to team up with.
Even the comms side of things, they were great at.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Kron could play with anyone because when he played Estati a few weeks ago, together with, I think it was
Drummies, maybe?
Dramis. Yeah. Him and Dramis played, and they placed really high, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think Kron is someone like that you necessarily really need to like tell him what to do, because he will just sort of like react
You look at
like
what you're doing
based on what you do.
to support you.
Yeah, it's sort of like
Instead of playing
similar.
one static playstyle.
Yeah, it's sort of like similar the way that I play with Sirius, because Sirius will not always say what's happening, so I sort of need to like look at him and then figure.
I started saying more. I'm fighting here.
Yeah.
Here.
As opposed to before.
Yeah.
No, here as an example.
right.
Saying a lot more. I'm fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it has definitely like gotten a lot better.
It just
especially, I mean, as soon as we start losing, it tends to become a bit better. But yeah,
I think we were way too comfortable so far when it comes to how the games went.
So Maestro jump scare will get you guys to practice.
I also think the reason is that we don't play enough together to sort of, or like Sirius doesn't really play enough to be in good enough shape to focus on both aiming and talking and then also thinking. Usually, it's
especially the
aiming.
last part is a lot from him.
It's a lot to ask for.
Yeah, but it tends to like get better throughout the tournament.
Yeah. Another thing to ask, like currently we saw QuakeCon being announced.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys expecting a Quake tournament in QuakeCon?
I'm expecting
absolutely no, or no?
Like, small thing, maybe.
Nothing.
Maybe it's just gonna be BYOC.
Yeah, like I think if anything, it's just gonna be something like small for the people that are there.
Yeah.
Like a BYC small tournament, I
yeah,
guess.
I don't think anyone will, like necessarily travel there for the tournament, but I think the people that are there might play, or like the people that live close by might just show up.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone will like travel
I
there.
think it's too late for anything to be announced.
Yeah,
in the first place.
Yeah.
it's also like quite
imagine
late.
a 2v2 tournament is announced. Like, especially, imagine they announce something bigger. For me, it's basically over.
Yeah, for a lot of players, we need to get visas like
For me,
3 to
for
4
Yup,
months in
it's
advance.
already too late. Yeah.
So there have been rumors about Syncera's current disappearance being linked to perhaps a Quake 6 upcoming announcement. What is your opinion?
Yeah.
No idea.
What would you like to see in a Quake 6?
I have sources that
like
are unreliable, but are still sources that told me that Quake 6 is in development by Machine Games.
Interesting. So what would you guys like to see in a new Quake title?
If tech
I,
as a
I
base
think
engine.
I think if they were to make a new Quake, they can't go backwards. Like they cannot just remove champions.
Oh no, they have to expand on what we have
Yeah,
already.
they need to
They
sort
have
of
to
expand on like
continue
what
with
there
the
is in the
QC
game.
concept, and they need to make it a purely team-based game with maybe a dual fun mode.
Yeah, it's
They
just
need to do the thing we've been talking about for 10 years now, and especially you. They need to reduce the amount of weapons in the game. They need to make a team mode that would really fit the champion concept, even though it already exists and it's called NTF.
NTF. Yeah. When they announced Quake Champions with like different champions, I thought they were going to go
Yeah,
more in that area,
everyone thought,
but then they didn't segregate weapons in any
even
way.
though it would perfectly fit the game. And I'm not sure if Keltz knows it. NTF is basically a mode in CPMA. You can still
no.
play.
Where you
with
have
it.
classes. It's basically
It's Quake
Team
3,
Fortress 2 before Team
but
Fortress
with
2.
force classes. Imagine your Anarchy, and you only
Yeah.
have 2 set weapons you can use.
I don't know. I mean, it
It's
could
kind
make
of
the game like more popular, but I don't know. I feel like it might lose.
oh,
The
it's
current
definitely
people, but
it's
get the game more popular.
I
Sign me
mean,
up. Lose
Like,
I don't
200
think
people
it
and gain
lose people
5,000?
or
Yeah.
gain, like it's just there isn't even a player base really now, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
we have nothing to lose. Like the game has
Exactly.
nothing to
Just
lose.
risk
The
it.
people who would stop playing Quake because of some gameplay changes such as that. I mean, we don't need those people in our
I
lives.
think. I think any Quake would be good, but like,
I don't think any Quake would be good.
I don't think
I think any
anyone.
Quake would
is
just
going
be
to.
another Quake that dies down within a couple of months after release.
Okay, well, okay. What
It
I meant
starts
is
off
that,
dead, and it becomes even more
yeah,
deadly.
I think
As I would say.
what I meant is that, like, I would be happy to see anything, but I don't think there's anyone that actually like wants to invest in Quake.
Yeah, but
Like,
that depends.
on such
If
a
nobody
big
wants to
level.
invest in a, in a theory, in a project, in
Yeah.
like empty talks.
Yeah.
But if a game releases, it has a fun team mode. It has something that draws people in. Like there is no reason
If a
that
Quake would be
sponsors
fun, like
wouldn't
if they
notice it.
release a new Quake that is fun, that would already be a step up from any AFPS ever released.
I like Quake Champions.
Yeah, but basically all of us that play Quake is because there's something wrong with us. Because to even get, like, we like the game after we've already got used to the game, but the people that try it for the first time, it's not very fun. It's
I
fun
like it
after
personally, but,
after you understand what the hell
You
is
say there's
happening.
a lot wrong
yeah.
with us, but do you think there's nothing wrong with people who find literally not moving and shooting and camping for hours at a time? Like, is there nothing wrong with them? They seem to enjoy those games, and it's
I
the
mean,
majority of people.
there is more going on in those games as well. I think it's just hard to
Sure,
see like
but
from the outside.
sure, there's someone who did play those games. I'm talking
Yeah,
about
but
the basic level, which most of those people play it on, and most of the casuals.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the most average level in a
I
game,
think,
like, in a tactical shooter, will play like that.
like I would say, it's just hard to sort of to get into Quake because, like, let's say you start playing CS because you have a friend that plays CS. Like, you can play with your friend.
Yeah.
If you like, how often have you recommended Quake to a friend?
I recommend all the time, but they try it out, and after 10 minutes,
Yeah.
they don't understand what's happening, and they
You also don't
close the
have
game.
anyone to
But you
play
can,
with.
like, yeah,
There's
but like,
no
it's
mod.
just it's so easy to bring people into CS. I mean, when I was like, like super young, it was like so many people that just got their friends into like CS. But like,
You
I
would even
cannot
see CS played
imagine.
at schools.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like I don't think the same thing can happen to Quake because Quake is so focused on like duel and
And
just
not just that,
Well,
there's a lot of things
yeah,
right
it's
at
actually,
the
hard to
start.
even like
It's not
enjoy like on a
intuitive.
basic level.
but that's the thing we were talking about. Like, those are the changes they need to make.
Yeah,
I don't think it would, like, just because the game has been like that so far does not mean it cannot gain a new
yeah. I
audience.
mean, the game
Yeah.
could definitely change. It's just
If the game changes enough and people see it good, people give it a shot and don't get scared
yeah.
by the
But
game
we
itself.
are FPS purists. Everyone gets scared if the game changes. I would say we still have successful AFPSs, but most people wouldn't label them as AFPSs. You talked about NTF. I talked about the evolution of NTF, which was Team Fortress 2. Super successful, but people will never consider that an AFPS.
But it's not successful,
And then you have the evolution of that, which is Overwatch.
which is also not successful anymore.
Do you want to
and
compare the success of that to Quake?
I would not say that's the evolution.
I would say
of
Overwatch
FPS.
was a successful
Evolution
game.
doesn't have to be not evolution. Okay, changes. There have been changes, but if you
Overwatch, of course, Overwatch is successful and was, but I would not put it anywhere near FPS.
Well,
why not?
Maybe
Look
like
at
1%
look at
with,
Overwatch at the start when it was released. It had 6 champions or
Sure.
heroes, and each of them had a different weapon. If you take all of those weapons and put them on one hero, suddenly it's Quake. That's the main difference.
yeah. I mean, you
But
have-
it goes, that little change makes the game go from super complicated and overwhelming to actually you can learn your own kit as a hero in Overwatch in under 5 minutes because it's only one weapon.
well,
at a very basic level, yes.
At a very basic level that allows you to actually start having fun.
There's a lot more to it.
Yeah.
Like, I still wouldn't say, you remove the weapons or you add the weapons.
Not only the weapons, of course, but I think that would be the first part
There's
of
so
it.
much more to
yeah.
it. Like, remove
But
the movement, the
at
weapons.
that point, it's
develop
just like
new game modes.
like, would it still be Quake at that point?
No, that's the
not for
thing.
that period.
But if it wouldn't be Quake, then we would have a chance for it to be fun.
No, it would be Quake. It wouldn't be Quake as we know it. Would be the classic arena FPS style of Quake. Quake, the genre, the game.
I would love to see an NTF actually released.
Or something that's even more modern than that. Maybe they can take that mode and improve on it.
Yeah.
They should make
Even more.
a Quake
Like
mobile.
as you guys said, we already have the champions in Quake Champions. Just expand on that.
Make a Quake mobile game.
Quake what?
Quake
Mobile
mobile.
game.
Mobile. Oh my god.
So you can play it next to TFT. Or whatever you play.
So going from that a little bit, I want to kind of like, it's KeenCon. We have been changing the map pool like every month, right? And there's a lot of maps to pick from, and Sinclair said that he also wanted to make maps that weren't exactly played in 2v2. He wanted to change them a bit, like he did with Tower of God. He said he wanted to do that to Lockbox and Burial Chambers and a lot of those maps. I wanted to go through like all of the maps with you guys so you could rate them. So I want to ask it to a lot of players that have played the KeenCon so that we know like how to make the final map pool later. So I'm gonna open a tier list so you guys can tier up the maps. Can you guys see the stream actually?
Yeah, I have it open.
Okay. Awoken. Rate Awoken from S to D on 2v2.
I'm gonna rate it in that.
Let me just open this on stream as well.
Yeah.
Although objectively speaking,
Yeah.
the
I
map
feel like
is very flawed when you
Yeah.
consider how powerful rail is and how easy it is to get, how
Yeah,
spawn based the working can
it
be.
becomes like very like one-dimensional. I feel like at some point it's just you sort of just try to sort of challenge rail all the time, and then it's just like some of the spawns really fuck up the power-ups, but that's like a lot of maps.
I mean, even the initial spawn, if you spawn in a rail, the other guy spawns in the heavy, you won the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I mean we had that spawn a few times, and then we ended up dying.
Or you can fuck it
So
up, but it
I
does
think
give you a huge advantage.
yeah. But like that's the thing. It's like you can fuck up, and like just because you get rail, and maybe you also have like shotgun or rockets, like you can still die. So, but I think it's just like the position of rail is just like so strong, and like there's so many like angles. So you can have like one player around T, and then you can have like one player above heavy or like near rail, and then if they take TP, boom, they're rail twice and they're dead.
Okay,
Or
guys, you don't need to have a super philosophical
no,
discussion
it's
about every little point of every
yeah.
little map.
I feel
I
like
want
most
to
of-
Sure, it
just
works. How do
say,
you rate the map? Otherwise,
just
Because
rank
all
the
of
map from
maps
S
have the
to
same
D.
flaw, in my opinion, and it's rail.
Yeah, I mean,
For
put it
Keltz,
in S. I think
yes.
it's well. I would say A, but then there isn't like that many S maps. I don't know.
Okay, what about you, Sears? Is it A, S, B,
It's
C,
S
D?
just because there's not gonna be any other S
I
maps.
mean, we can still move it later, right? So
Yeah. We can just move it.
It's
Okay,
just
Blood
a
Covenant.
standalone. S.
no, it's not S.
It is my favorite map,
So,
Yeah,
where do
well,
I put
you
it?
say that now, but like, do you
but
not remember last weekend
of course
when
I
we played
do.
it? It didn't
But
sound like your favorite map then.
You
correct.
guys still won it though.
I
Yeah.
think it very much depends on my shape, not the map itself.
Yeah.
I'm not asking which maps you guys play better. I'm just asking which maps you think
I
I'm
would
better
say
suited for 2v2.
it's one of the few maps where that allows. Actually, no, it's a shitty map because if you don't play a light, you're done. Put it in
Yeah.
C tier. You're
Jesus
forced to
Christ.
play a certain champion type.
Well, when they buffed the heavy machine gun, you could play like 2 mediums and then you just use heavy machine gun and then destroy everything. But like I would say B probably.
Very likely.
Okay, B.
I would put
Blood
it in
Run.
C just because
I
every
can't.
match.
Okay, you guys need to make an executive decision as a team. Is it B or C?
No, I'm gonna say one. He's gonna say the other, and you decide which one it goes in,
That's great team play here.
or round it out.
Okay, Blood Run.
I'm probably the only person that likes Blood Run. A.
I would say A.
Wow, we have
Well-
we have reached common ground.
I don't know actually. I mean, I kind of like it.
It's a very simple map.
Yeah,
There's not much to it, and
it has some bad spawns. Well, I mean, it has.
Guys, you agreed. Let's move on. You both agreed.
Yeah,
Let's move on. We
yeah,
don't need to
so-
justify it.
whatever.
Corrupted Keep.
You're
This was
boring.
supposed to last like 90 minutes max, but you guys are
Corrupted Keep?
fighting over every little thing.
I would say S.
Corrupted Keep S. What about you, Sirius?
F because it brings
That's
you
it.
unique playstyle. That
The
other
Dark
maps
Zone.
don't.
I would say D.
D, not C.
Okay, D it is. Deep Embrace.
I'd say A. It's very different map than all other maps, which makes it enjoyable.
Yep, has 2 power-ups.
Yeah. Also, it's because of like how open it is.
I'm gonna say B, and I'm just being nice because I really despise that map, and I hate the fact there's 2 power-ups, especially in such a layout.
Like, it's very hard to round it out when one of you says one thing and the other says the other thing, because there's
If
nothing
I say
between A
C
and B.
It says A, then it's B.
Okay.
It's easy to round it out.
Yeah, that's incredible math. Exile.
Exile is very good.
I like it. I would put Exile in A, B, or A.
It's not B. It's definitely A.
A it is.
Honestly, I would actually swap Awoken and Exile.
Wow. I need both of your permissions to do that.
Lately, sure, yeah.
Wow.
You know what? I agree. But only because of like burnout. Like Awoken has been in the map pool since 2018
Yeah.
without ever exiting it, not even for a second. I'm pretty sure there hasn't been a single tournament without Awoken
I agree.
ever since April 2018 when it came into the patch.
I think there
in
was
the
a
patch.
Russian tournament without us at some point.
Molten Falls.
Oh, we're gonna disagree on this one.
You can go first.
A.
I would say C or D. I mean,
I
there
would
is
say
a bottom C for it.
if Molten Falls did not have the huge sound problem.
Yeah.
I don't think it even has to do with the sound. I think it's just a bad map. It's bad in every single mode.
I love it.
I'll just put it at B then.
It's nice. It's nice to watch. It's a good map.
It has no positives to it.
I agree with Keltz, but since you're saying A and he's saying C, I have to put it on B.
There
I'm
we go.
saying B, so it goes on to C.
Oh, okay.
Okay, put it in C.
There we go. The only C map. Okay,
Let me
Ruins
have it.
of Sarnath.
A.
Keltz.
Easy A.
Yeah, I would say
It's like
B.
a better. It's a better Molten.
Yeah, it's definitely better than Molten. But like,
It's not much
is
improved
it
Molten.
as good as like Awoken? I felt like, I mean, okay,
Yes, overall,
okay.
it's a map.
I think the good thing to it is that you can play fast, you can play slow.
That allows
But-
wide champion pool as well. One of the few maps where you can actually play Galena and not throw.
Yeah,
You can play Visor and not throw.
It's also the
You can
map
play
with more
everything.
gravitical
You can
chronometers.
play almost You can play almost everything. You can play Scale on it. You can play Shore Leg on it, and still be good. You can
Yeah.
almost even make Eisen work. The worst champion in the game of all time.
I think I'm just
Aizen's the
biased
best
because I don't
champion.
like the map in general, but I think it's fine. Well, you
I
can
think because
you
of
can
that,
do it.
it's a high placement. It's the most versatile map in terms of champion pool.
Yeah, but then it's like, I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't feel nice to play when you play against two railers.
Yeah, but
But that's
we're
like every map, I guess.
railers.
Yeah,
The final rank.
you can leave it in A.
All right.
It's good enough.
Tower of Koth. We saw this map for the first time this month. What are your opinions on it?
I don't
think it's
mind
good.
it. I would put it somewhere in around B.
I put it at A, probably even.
I don't think it deserves A yet. We need to see if there's gonna the meta
Yeah,
develop
but
on it.
it's a lot more fun than the other maps.
So far, it's A. Yeah, sure, because nobody knows how to play it properly yet. If it stays this way, then it's A for sure. Maybe the map just doesn't have too much depth, and it's just very simple.
Yeah, but that's like a
fun
lot
to
of
play.
maps.
All right, I'll leave
But
it at A.
I had fun
Yeah,
playing
I
it.
don't know.
And it's
I
one of
mean,
the maps where you play it once and you already kind of
I
know.
think it's
How...
fun enough to play.
Tempest Shrine.
It's actually a good map. Well, is it a good map?
In a weird way.
I don't know if it is a good map, but we're good on it.
Is that a fair judgment, though?
Well, one side of the map is a lot more important than the other side of the map. And if you have rail, you can cover
That's an understatement. A lot.
Yeah,
more.
like
For me, this map is like a really big Awoken.
You can delete the entire mega area. You don't need to take one mega on this entire map and still beat the living shit out of the other team. The only positive, the only positive thing about the entire mega side of this map is that you can hide it there.
Yeah,
It exists just for you to hide or get a shit spawn.
I mean, if I would rate it, I'd probably put it in B.
You are rating it.
Yeah. I mean, okay. I would play it over Ruins and DM6 for sure.
Yes.
All right.
But
So it's the first one of A.
Yeah.
The first one of B.
Top of B.
Okay, skipping on to the next map, Veil of Noth. Of Noth, whatever it's
C.
called.
I think C.
What, you guys don't like a map with 4 light armors?
Well, it's all about the light armor. I think it's a bit too...
It's already too small for duel.
Too many choke points.
It is a choke point.
And then there's like rail angles across 15 rooms. And then
On rail angles.
yeah, it's really rough to sort of like it becomes very chaotic.
And the quad area is really awful.
Well, I like the quad area because it sort of funny things can happen.
Sure. We also have a very good win rate on that map, and that's the only reason why I'm not giving it a D.
All right,
I would
leaving
say
it at
C.
C. And now moving on to what can be future maps. I think in this next KeenCon, I have no idea, but I believe Maxer will put in either Crucible or Insomnia. So let's rate those maps. Rate Crucible for 2v2.
Never played.
I played it once in 2v2, and I lost.
Okay, it's a D map.
I think I lost against Ins on it. I don't. Well, I think it
wow.
was you. Ins.
It's an S map then.
don't
Easy.
remember.
Playing on his account.
Well, we like barely lost, but I don't know. I feel like it probably doesn't play that well. Because it's sort of like Veil, but like you don't have the same
The
resource.
major item areas, I mean, the heavy area is kind of fine. The mega area is really
Yeah, the heavy area is fine.
If you imagine 4 people fighting for mega on Crucible, it's not as nice. Or like going for rail, or the lower light at rail, or the upper light above rail. It's
Is
very
it better than Veil?
No,
Or
no.
is
no.
So is it worse than Dark Zone?
Yes, I would say.
No. It's
Okay.
better. It's better than Dark Zone because Dark Zone has nothing to it.
Not at the Crucible.
So is it on top of D or on bottom of C?
Well, probably on top of D.
I'll put it on bottom D, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay,
I think there should
it's
be
still
another
D. Doesn't matter.
another tier, and Dark Zone should be in it.
We have a 100% win rate on it. The problem is on Dark Zone.
Yeah,
you
but
can just
it's
play around the
not,
TP
like,
and not take a single item.
you don't do anything.
Yeah, you can win without taking a single item and playing just on the teleport with shotgun.
It's like if you take a major item, there's no reason to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, there is. If you take mega, then there's no reason to go anywhere. If you take heavy, you kind of have to go somewhere.
Yeah, but only
taking heavy.
only when there's power up. It's like if they're not in the middle, you go to the middle to grab shaft. If you have shaft, you don't die before the power up.
Yeah.
And then you win
It's
the power
also one of the few maps where you actually feel punished for having control of a major item, which is heavy in this case.
Yeah, heavy is. Whenever I play that map, I just said, let's not go heavy ever.
Yeah. You give up
Let's just control top. Because to go to heavy, you get damaged if they're on top, and to come back from heavy, there's only 3 places to come back, and they're all really easy to shoot.
Yeah.
You can't really push in. Like whenever I've seen teams play it, and then they try to like push somewhere, then they just die, and then they lose everything they have.
Yeah.
Our call is usually to when we have full control, then we go for heavies, but usually we don't care too much about it.
Okay, Insomnia.
I think it's really bad. Well,
we are likely to see Insomnia this month or the next in 2v2.
I think the biggest issue is the heavy room. Because you can just grab a rail. Because rail is still on top.
Layout.
I think the rail is below, right?
No.
For 2v2.
No.
Is it on top? If it's on top, it's broken. If it's on top, it needs to be changed.
On duel, the rail is on the bottom, but
where quad is.
in 2v2, the rail is on top. Yeah.
Oh, that's awful. No, that needs to be changed. If the map is played in 2v2, it has to be changed to the bottom. It makes no sense to be there, because you just don't need to go anywhere.
Yeah. That's and you can rail mega, like, immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not a good design if it's there on 2v2.
I liked it a lot in duel. I'm probably one of the few people who liked Insomnia in duel.
Well, it's because it's a very simple map. It's sort of like Molten, but it's like smaller.
I would say it's better than
you run in a circle. You hear your opponent take heavy. You go to mega. You grab mega, and then you circle around the map. It's just
All right, give me a letter.
F.
2v2, D, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Worse or better than Dark Zone?
Worse.
Probably better. No.
No, it has to be worse because of the heavy room with rail.
Yeah, but you
It
can
has
do
to be
things on
worse.
the map.
But you can't if
Okay,
you're
okay.
the other team.
If we are judging it based on the heavy room, then
So-
Awoken should be put down to C even.
So let's
Or-
just assume that the heavy room, like the rail, goes to where the rail is on like Duel or FFA, which is at the bottom of whatever it is.
Problem is the rest of Insomnia is also just tiny corridors and choke points.
Yeah, there's so many choke points.
There is no open area on. The only open area on Insomnia is
heavy
at lower light, sort of open at the jump pad.
Yeah. I would say it's probably better than Crucible and Dark Zone, but it's sort of worse than every other map.
All right, and now to the maps that we might eventually see in 2v2 that are not currently very playable, like the longest yard.
We're not
Do
really
you
Longest
guys
yard
see
is
any
good.
type of modification done to longest yard that could
The-
make
the-
it work for
why is-
2v2?
Okay, first let me ask, why is that on the list? But
Because Sincera said he was gonna try and change some of these maps to make them playable for
yeah, but
2v2.
he did not mean longest yard.
I don't
Yeah,
know which maps he
I
meant, so I just added all of the
okay.
maps.
He meant burial chamber.
In Lockbox, I know he said Lockbox,
And
but I don't know
Lockbox.
if he said Azathoth, and I don't know if he said longest yard as well.
I would like to see all three of those, excluding longest yard, modified in some way, since I like all of those maps as they are. I like them as maps, not as like playable maps. I like them thematically. I like
Well-
burial chamber overall.
I think
Burial was fun to play in free for all early on, in like Unholy in like 2019. I had fun.
I think it could be interesting because it would be like so different, but I don't think it would like play well. But it would be like fun
the
to
thing
just
is,
like
we don't
have an
know.
open map where you always
I
Because
think
shoot
in
for.
Lockbox, if he like
They
cuts
just-
the map in half, it can be okay depending which
they did
half he
with
gets.
Koth, they can do with these maps.
Yeah,
And
Koth went
Koth
from a
turned
terrible
out-
map to an actually pretty good map.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they can do sort of the same thing. If done properly, it can be on the same level as Koth.
Do any of these maps have potential for it though?
Yes,
Which
What's
one?
the map in the middle?
Church of
Azathoth.
Azathoth.
the one with the big graveyard in the back.
What the fuck?
The black hole map.
I mean,
It has potential. Like it just
Like,
depends how you rework it.
like you would need to sort of like remove most of the map.
Not most, but like at least
don't know.
half the map.
Yeah, it's like
The problem is they're too big. The only way
Yeah.
you can rework these maps is keep the theme of the map and
But then
basically
also,
change
like-
everything.
also like the rooms are so big, and then like if you keep the rooms
a
the same
bad thing?
size, it's gonna be weird. If you like remove like two of the rooms and then there's still like two like
Yeah, but
really
you
big
can
rooms.
cut off from where the power up is. If you look into the map from that point,
Yeah,
and like the black hole is behind you, if you cut off like the left side of the map and play only on the right side where up to heavy and make it a tiny bit smaller, then it can be fine.
I think that way it could work.
like you would need to like connect it more to the middle, like from the heavy. I think like you would need to like remove the TP and then like make a staircase or something up to the middle or something.
Yeah.
To like sort of connect it better. I don't know. Like I would need to like just see a new version to sort
I
of
mean,
rate
yeah.
it.
you can make any map good. It just needs a lot of work.
Yeah,
But I would say all of these would have more potential than
become a different
Longest
map.
Yard or Dark Zone.
Of course, they have more potential than all of the D or C maps, in my opinion.
I would say longest yard has more potential than Dark Zone. But
There we
apart
go.
from that,
It's above.
How?
I don't know.
because
How
there's
can
nothing
longest
to do in
yard
Dark
have
Zone.
any potential?
I mean, you
Longest Yard
spawn
is
in,
great,
you
man.
start shooting. That's kind of fun, no?
Yeah.
It should suit you.
Sure. Sure. Okay, I'm gonna be the last person complaining about that, but that's not reality.
yeah, I feel like it would be interesting just because it would be so stupid.
If they removed machine gun and rail,
I
and
mean,
made it rocket
there
only.
is no heavy machine gun on the map.
No, I mean even base.
Oh,
No starting machine gun. No any
Yeah.
machine gun.
you're only allowed to use rocket, nail
You know
gun,
what? That's the
shotgun.
only condition. You can only use rockets on the M17.
Only use
It's the
rockets?
history. The entire history of this map is based on rocket only.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but we would never win a single map.
No, no,
That's
no.
true.
We're really, at least I'm really good at hitting mid-airs
Okay.
on this map. I'm just
Only
shit
on
at
this map.
rocket. Yeah, I'm just hitting a rocket fight. But like,
Okay.
if I'm supposed to hit a rocket like that, sure, it's a lot easier. No.
All right. Looking at this now, would you change anything? Because I would be surprised that the Tower of God is so high and that you guys also like Exile that much.
I would like, yeah, I don't like maybe Exile is not S, but it doesn't have the same issues that like sort of Awoken has, and like it doesn't have.
I like the rail positioning of Exile, for example.
Yeah, like it's sort of like similar to KOF. It's like you cannot just sort of hold the rail position forever.
That's what I
And then
really like about it. That
and
if
then
you
also,
need to
like,
get the rail,
you
it should be
also
hard
have
to get, and
go
you
to it
shouldn't be able to
anytime.
hold it.
Like on COD, for example, Razy, when they played, he got caught at rail so many times that it cost him the game.
But
I mean,
that's really good design. Just like that, like I
It
said.
is. That's a good
If you
thing.
go to the rail, it should be
That's what I'm
really hard
saying.
to get in and out, and you shouldn't be able to hold it. I
That's
think
what
that
we're
would be the
saying.
best.
It's the same thing with Exile. If you know someone is at rail, they're
Yeah.
90% of 98% of the time just gonna come out TP.
It's like
where they
you
are.
can punish it, but you can't just sort of stand on it for the whole game.
Yeah.
So I think it's.
So would you guys push Tower of God higher now?
I mean, if anything, I would probably keep it in A and then maybe like lower something else. If anything. But
Well, the lower Awoken.
Awoken
I'll allow it. Put
down
Awoken
to
in B. Put
Yeah.
Awoken in B at the bottom of B.
yeah,
At the top of B.
yeah.
at the top of B, and then
And put Caught in front of Ruins, but ZTN is number one.
Okay, so Exile, Corrupted Keep, Bloodrun, Tower of God, Ruins of Saranat, Awoken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and Tempest Shrine as a seventh map of a map pool. No blood covenant, no deep embrace. If that would be a 7 map pool.
I really like Deep Embrace because it's so different. It's just so much faster.
Yeah, we got wrecked on it.
Yeah, well, we did win it.
Yeah, we also won it, but I get wrecked on it often.
I think it's a
Yeah,
map that can snowball out of control
Well,
really
yeah,
quickly,
no, I
especially
get
because of the
wrecked
2
on it, I get-
power-ups.
I get
but that's because but like you need to sort of like like when there's 2 power-up, like you need to either you gamble for the quad, or you you don't like all in for it. Like if you don't have positioning for quad, you can just grab the other one, and like you're not likely to sort of get as snowballed. But like a lot of teams, they just really want to get quad, and then if you lose both, then you get absolutely rolled.
Yeah, the problem is that at some point, if the protection gets delayed for like 7 seconds, it's just an absolute snowball fest, right? Because the team that gets the quad ends up getting the protection as well.
Yeah.
It's not easy to stop the snowball.
It's actually not that simple. I would say it depends on the map control you have and the stack, and
like I would
it's
say
very easy to die and get overconfident with quad.
like I would say I would rate deep above DM6. I think DM6 should go down, so we have a nice even ABC.
OCD aside, should I change anything?
I think it's fine.
Okay.
I don't like DM6.
You can't both like it. Your series wants it to be S, you want it to be D, so this is the middle ground.
Okay.
See, I want Deep Embrace to be in F tier. In fact, make a tier below F, but we still put it in B. I'm being a good teammate.
All right, so we'll leave it like this.
I think it's fine.
Now, if you guys are watching, there's like 50 of you here. Feel free to ask questions. Agree with Sirius, put Deep Embrace in F. Okay, yeah.
Also, I'm not sure if another one should actually be A, but like I don't know. I feel like I haven't played it enough. It's kind of a weird map.
I don't think it's weird. And
it's really weird.
We had good games on it always.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It can still be really weird.
It never plays nearly as bad in 2v2 as it does in duel. There is no TP camping. You literally cannot do it as much.
Yeah.
There's no like all of the lame things you use to describe regular ZTN do not apply in 2v2.
Well, you can like kill your opponent at like shotgun or like at heavy, and then they spawn below you, grab a rail, and then they rail you. It's like, yeah, nice.
Sure.
But like, I think it's fine. I don't know.
But it's never been the determining factor of
Yeah, I
of
mean,
or lost.
Well, since you guys are still arguing about this, we have a video ready to go about the top 5 plays that we saw at the last tournament. Do you guys think either of you are going to be in them?
I'm not gonna be in any of them.
What about you, Keltz?
I did some crazy things against Maestro Rave, but I don't think they were caught on camera.
Yeah, I think
Like they were not caught on camera because people always just watch either Sirius or it's Racy or it's Wenger.
Just never you.
Yeah.
Very sad.
very
All right, I'm gonna put the video on. Let's watch.
only we had the tech. There's a video. Oh, I saw this.
Yeah, but we lost that power up.
No, we didn't.
We did.
That one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because he spawned the right below us.
Racy spawned below, and like I saw him with the sights, but like I kept looking around because I couldn't see him, and then I saw him below, and then he came through, and we got fucked.
Yeah, that was very. We couldn't hear him either. He just
Well,
came out of nowhere.
yeah,
basically.
well, it's because you spawned like exactly below,
Yeah.
and then it's just like
Thank you for your comment during the video, guys. Very appreciated.
Wait, what was the last clip?
It was Racer hitting double whammy, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Again, I had the best clip. No problem.
This was the last clip. Just Racy
I don't think your
double
clip should have been in
whammy
there.
versus you
I hit
guys.
some better clips. I definitely hit some better
I
shots.
said out of the clips displayed here.
Yeah, yours was definitely the worst.
Like,
The double is awesome. Hey, we rarely see double whammies, so to get a double whammy, it's very rare. Guys, does any of you have any hidden talents besides gaming? Not that you're talented in gaming, but you know.
yes, I can play guitar.
Is it
Oh,
a
yeah.
talent though?
I mean,
How long have you played the instrument?
Actively or overall? Like,
just say when you started playing.
when I was 8 years old.
Yeah, and when did you start playing Quake?
When I was 4.
Huge talent.
So I don't think it's a well.
Oh, I say
It's a skill.
I said the guitar.
Okay,
Is
instead of talents, I'll replace that to skills. Any unknown skills that you guys have besides gaming. So Sirius said guitar. What about you, Keltz?
I don't have any skills.
That is, at least you're very good at Quake.
I'm
good at video
really good at picking
Yeah.
skin combos.
I'm good at many.
He's really good at picking skin combos in CS.
And do you guys have any achievements outside of Quake? Or are just Quakers?
I've won multiple guitar competitions.
Any gaming achievements outside of Quake?
I placed number 2, second number 2
Uh,
at Overwatch LAN in Serbia. There you go.
Who won? Croatians?
No, also Serbia.
Not too bad.
Keltz, your turn.
I mean,
He's thinking.
I have won like smaller tournaments in other games, but nothing like I would call an achievement. I did win a knife in CS from playing a tournament, and then in the final I played against a cheater, but I beat him in like a knife fight. I think that was.
Oh, I
pretty
remember you telling me.
And the reason, so the cheater was not banned because the people hosting the tournament, the guy was like 12 years old, so he didn't really, I don't know, like he wasn't good at CS, right? But the score was like tied, so we ended up doing a duel or a knife duel, and I won it, and then I won a knife.
Nice.
Which knife
A
was it?
knife duel to win a
It
knife.
was a gut knife, so it wasn't worth anything.
Back
I
then,
mean,
probably.
actually, well, I did trade a knife to get a hot rod, and then, but back then it wasn't worth much. But now it would be worth like a lot of money.
Yeah.
And how much time? What would you say is your second most played game outside of the Quake series?
Probably CS.
How many hours do you have?
Between 4,000 and 5,000 hours, but like
Damn.
most of them are from like before
Getting
2016.
coached by racing.
That's a long time ago.
Most of them were scrims with Razy.
No,
I'm kidding.
most of my hours are before I played Quake,
Yeah, I know.
or before.
I would say I
2016.
probably have more hours in WoW than I do have in Quake. So Quake is my second most played game.
Wow.
Yeah, WoW.
Yeah. And overall, how many gaming hours do you think you have?
Overall gaming hours?
Yeah.
I don't even know. How much do they have in Quake?
I don't know. I'd say overall for me it's like 20 to 25k.
I mean, Quake is not even my like most played game.
Yeah, it's finals.
No, it's CS.
I
like,
know.
like 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 even though I have played Quake for a longer period, I would say.
More consistently.
Yeah, well, I played CS for like, well, 3-4 years, I think. I played Quake consistently for longer, maybe.
So do you have less than 10,000 hours overall or more?
More, of course. Maybe like
If you
15.
combine all the games.
If I combine every game, it's probably maybe 15.
If I combine every single FPS,
I don't know.
it's
It could be
probably
more.
You can combine WoW as well for the 50k hours.
I'm not gonna combine WoW into FPS. It's at least 20k, at least 20, surely 25k hours.
Yeah.
If I count Quake, I made huge breaks in Quake Live. Like I had a lot of games at the end, but overall in Quake Live I had around 8,000 matches, 8 or 9,000 matches played.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
I had in Quake Live, if I count like the casting hours, I probably had like 7
A lot of those
or
games
8,000
were
hours.
1v1s and 2v2s. So in actual game time, it was way less than like, for example, your couple of thousand TDMs or duels.
Yeah, probably.
So it was more like stat betting.
And you still don't know the basics?
Unlucky.
I played 2v2 Clan Arena.
Yeah, and there's no basics there,
fine.
man.
That's
I'm
fine.
talking about Clan Arena. That's why the games were like a 1v1 Clan Arena game lasted 3-4 minutes.
Okay.
And I had thousands of those. So a lot of my quick life time, it's huge in matches, but I think I have around 10k hours left, probably. I mean, at this point, I've played Quick Champions more than Quick Live, I think.
Do you guys think that Maestro? Because I'm looking at the ranking right now. I forgot to mention this earlier. Do you guys think that Maestro can still make it to like top 2 in points?
Yeah, they're gonna be top 2.
Looking now, how does everyone else have so few points compared to Maestro?
Because
I mean, they only
haven't
skipped
gotten
one tournament,
consistent
right?
placement. It's like, okay, well, like if Rail would have played, they would have been on 20 points now, right? I think
21, I think, right? Because not 21. They have 13, so yeah, 20 points.
Yeah, it's like they would have been around 20 points.
Same Chicago Dogs, they probably had like
Yeah, they didn't play
17.
like They would be around there.
I'm more surprised about Estoti being so low.
Yeah, but they did the skip at least the first tournament.
Yeah.
When you look at them, you consider them a really good team.
They played against End Big in the lower bracket like really early. But yeah, I mean they played against Maestro and then they played against End Big.
Unlucky.
That
Yeah,
is
so
unlucky.
it was a bit unlucky.
It's mostly because their seeding is never very good. If they had like my seeding, for instance, I think they would be a lot higher.
Yeah, it's also just like there are teams that have bad seeding, but then they're a good team, so they kind of like end up randomly, and then weird
Us.
things happen.
Yeah.
Like us, but we got a good. Well, we got on the other side of the bracket, which was the goal.
We only had one good seed, which was last tournament.
Was it? No, was it? It wasn't, wasn't it? It wasn't like banned, or do you mean this? Then?
This, I mean,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
tournament, latest one, was the best seed we had.
Yeah, but our side of the bracket, I think, was tougher than the other side.
Yeah, it was every single time.
Yeah. So is it a good seed then? It's like well.
I know. I mean, good seed compared to the previous ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like
yeah. Like in a sense that we did not have to play the best team before the winter final. Yeah, it was good.
Yes, Yanam, you made some money. Congratulations. And guys, if you want to support the tournament, you can write on chat Keen contribute.
I'll link my PayPal.
And if you want to sponsor the tournament, you can get in touch with KeenCon themselves as well. I had forgotten to pass this before. You can contact Jordi at that email if you are interested in sponsoring the LAN. But if you just want to support, you can just type Keen contribute so you can donate to the LAN prize pool. I think that is all of the questions I had for you guys. It was going to be like 1 hour, but you guys kept going on and on about every single map in the map tier list.
Because you can't just do a shallow tier list. You can't just go A, S, B, and not say why.
And we
Sure
didn't
you can.
even explain all of the maps.
Okay, look, I'm sure if I ask this to like a study, they will just say the maps without thinking of them.
Why is that a good thing?
Makes it fast. But if guys in chat, if you have any questions for these two illustrious gentlemen, let us know. And if not, we are going to go away very soon. Because we already talked about which map would you rather see this month? Like, because they want to introduce a new map every time. Would you rather see Crucible, Insomnia, what?
No.
Because okay, look, Maxter is gonna put one new map for sure.
I'd like for them to keep cost.
I think
until
we can just remove every single like big map, and then we just put in everything else.
So
what's left even?
So we remove Molten, we remove DM6, and then we remove I don't know what else to remove. But we can add Crucible, we can add Insomnia, we can add.
Did you really play those
all at the same time? Don't add them all in the same tournament. You gotta go easy with us.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Insomnia would be a better map than Crucible just because of the state of the maps. But I don't think it would be an enjoyable map. But
I think
neither was a Dark Sun, and we still had to suffer.
I want to see them rework.
Koff, I would be happy because Koff is a nice map that I would like to play more. It's just the only reason that we didn't pick
getting the cost treatment and then getting them put in.
I would have liked to play more Koff. It's just we didn't practice it, so didn't pick it.
Did we even play it the tournament?
Well, we played it once, but like I don't think that's. Well, no, we played it once. Okay, we played it once during the tournament because another team picked it. But we didn't practice
picked it against us.
Yeah.
Who did you play on cost?
We played.
Was it like? Yeah, but we played it once before.
Yeah, we played against.
Antarctica and
Yeah, Antarctica Stone.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we played it once.
I'm pleasantly surprised people like Koth, because a lot of people like to say we never like new maps, that the competitive players always just want to keep playing what they're already good at, but you know, we are happy to take new maps.
No, I would love for the entire map pool to be changed. Remove every single map we ever played, including Awoken, make a brand new map list for Quake, and let everyone start over.
Sadly, I don't think
Me too.
Sincara has that much time.
Yeah, I think it would be
Sounds
nice.
very dark.
I don't know.
I mean, I have so much time to make maps. Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how I would like to see it done. I mean, all of these maps have been overplayed since 2018, except for the last few.
Yeah.
People are almost like too good at them.
I hope the final map pool that both Exile and Koth make it, and I think it will.
Yeah,
I think it's also really fun to learn something new. It's like the most fun part of playing, learning and grinding a new map or whatever is new to the game. At least for me, that's the only thing that can really motivate me to play something.
learning to pick up the items.
Yeah.
On a new
We
map.
have been improving though, picking up the items.
At least timing them. Maybe not picking up.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Anyway, we discussed everything I wanted to ask. We told Maxer some points about the map pool we should expect. So with that said, thank you both for coming on, and see you guys in about a month, I think, because the next tournament will be on the 9th of June, I think.
Thank you for hosting this
But you mean the
amazing
8th?
show.
Isn't it on Saturdays?
Yeah, or 8th. I don't know. Yeah, it's the 8th.
Sorry.
Better.
It's the same thing. I thought the previous Saturday was gonna be the 2nd, but now it's the 1st.
Yeah. Well, I thought that like the last or the previous tournament was gonna be on Sunday, and then I was gonna like book scrims for Saturday, but then suddenly it was on Saturday, and then we didn't
I'm
get any
trying to
practice.
make it so that we have a tournament on both days, so it doesn't go on to like 1 a.m.
I mean, I think it's fine now because the first few rounds in the lower bracket are best of one.
Yeah, that definitely
But-
speeds up the process quite a lot.
Yeah, the only bad thing is like if two good teams go down early and then they need to like play each other.
Yeah.
Could be a bit rough. But I think it's fine.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming in, and I'll see you guys next month. And for you guys that want to see this show again, I'll probably do another one of these in the 26th, which will be a bit more fun and casual. I'll try to bring someone on to tell fun stories from behind the scenes.
Fun? Was this not fun?
No, it's really very hard to have fun while listening to you, serious.
Thank you.
Goodbye, guys. See ya.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
And we're off. Okay, you guys. Oh.